Okay, so I'm a sucker for a good history story, and there's a couple really good ones associated with countries' flags. I've done Mexico's in the past, but since I'm talking about flags, we'll go over it again. The Mexican flag has an eagle with a serpent in its mouth, and it's on top of a cactus. This goes back way to the Mexica, which will eventually be the Aztec. And in the Aztec culture, there's a legend that says the Aztec capital will be them finding an eagle on top of a cactus holding a serpent. It's also the same place that, this is kind of a longer story, they're in a war. One of the kings, his heart, they throw it in the middle of a lake. That lake is Lake Texcoco, which is no longer there. Anyways, they will find this, or at least that's what legend says, is the Aztec will go back to this lake and see this. Again, that's where Tenochtitlan, which is the Aztec capital, is. It's current, present-day Mexico City, but this is a cool story, so look into this. I've got a couple more for us. Okay, so this is the Austrian flag. I really like the story behind this one. This goes all the way back to the first battle of the Third Crusade and the Siege of Acre. That's Acre. I've heard a lot of different pronunciations, but we're going to stick with that. Anyways, Duke Leopold V is coming out of the siege. He's wearing a white uniform. Problem is he has blood on his uniform. Then he's wearing a sash. When he takes it off, you can still see the white of his uniform. And then, of course, his legs were all bloody, hence why that is the Austrian flag. Also, fun fact about Leopold V is he is going to be the same person that is going to imprison Richard the Lionheart. He's one of the more famous English monarchs, and he keeps him imprisoned. According to Richard, he is wrongfully imprisoned. That's a whole different cool story. So look into Leopold V, kind of a unique figure. Look into Richard the Lionheart, the Siege of Acre, and the Austrian flag. Just another kind of cool story for you. I got one more. Okay, so this is the flag of Wales. It's Welsh. It might be one of the oldest flags in history, even though there's some slight variations over the years. This also is the only part of Great Britain not represented on the Union Jack, though I think it's better because it stands alone. It's this awesome dragon. The origin story has somewhat been lost. You can trace its origins all the way back to Rome, when on the British Isles the Romans go away and some of these soldiers were carrying around this dragon. You can even extend it further to King Arthur. King Arthur's dad, apparently his name translated into something dragons, and then of course you've got Merlin fighting off dragons and that whole medieval stuff. So there's a handful of different reasons there are the dragon. You also will see dragons on British kings. A lot of the monarchs use dragons on their flag. Also look up French, the fleur-de-lis. I know that doesn't have anything to do with this, but you'll see that kind of intertwined sometimes. But look into the Welsh flag. I just think it's really cool. Anyways, there's countless more flags that have really cool stories. Look into them. You'd be surprised how much you can learn about a country, but hopefully you learned at least a little bit. Love you all.